Rune Knights, but angry! The chassis of the Path of the Giant Barbarian subclass is that you become big and do elemental damage on your attacks, both during your rage. I really like some of the things they tried in the subclass, because while reading this, I recognize a lot of things I asked for in my Ashen video. I don't think Wizards of the Coast watched my video, but I'm still very happy. Disclaimer, by the way, if you're new to the game, I don't recommend you read or use UA, because this is playtest material, so chances are very high it's not good for the system. I will also assume you know the system itself very well throughout this video. I'll be looking at this through the lens of optimization. Welcome to Pack Tactics. Giant Power. When you choose this path, you learn to speak, read, and write Giant, or one other language of your choice, if you already know Giant. Additionally, you learn either the Druidic or Thaumaturgy cantrip, your choice. Wisdom is your spellcasting ability for this spell. Well, not much to say. Thaumaturgy allows you to open very heavy unlocked doors. I'd pick that. This one's exciting. Giant's Havoc. Your rages pull strength from the primal might of giants, transforming you into a hulking force of destruction. While raging, you gain the following benefits. Crushing Hurl. When you make a successful ranged attack with a throw weapon using strength, you can add your rage damage bonus to the attack's damage roll. Giant Stature. Your reach increased by 5 feet, and if you are smaller than large, you become large, along with everything you're wearing. If there isn't enough room for you to become large, your size doesn't change. Crushing Hurl is not as good as it sounds, because the big increase in damage that barbarians get is not the rage damage bonus, but reckless attack. And that still only works on melee attacks. This does help us when we close in while using javelins though, like I explained in my optimized melee video. However, Giant Stature is pretty good. Increased reach is always welcome, especially for barbarians who will often have Polar Master. Now we can attack enemies from 10 or 15 feet away, and if they walk up to us, we can strike them. Pow! I'll say some more things about the size change later when I show DPR calculations for the subclass. Elemental Cleaver. When you enter your rage, you can infuse one weapon of your choice that you are holding with one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, thunder, or lightning. While you wield the infused weapon during your rage, the weapon's damage type changes to the chosen type. It deals an extra 1d6 damage of the chosen type when it hits. And it gains the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If you throw the weapon, it reappears in your hand the instant after it hits or misses a target. The infused weapon's benefits are suppressed while a creature other than you wields it. While raging and holding the infused weapon, you can use a bonus action to change the infused weapon's current damage type to a different one from the above damage types. I really like the idea of being able to yeet your weapons at people, but again, no reckless attack. I guess you can use this while going in, but the range isn't great. Fun fact, this also increases the net's range. You know, this weapon. But overall, we're here for the 1d6 extra damage on hits. That is a really nice damage increase. The best option for Elemental here is usually Thunder, because it is the least resisted out of the bunch, but you can change it when you want. Here's the really fun feature, Mighty Impel. As a bonus action while raging, you can choose one medium or small creature within your reach and move it to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of yourself. An unwilling creature must succeed on a strength saving throw. DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier to avoid the effect. If, at the end of this movement, the thrown creature isn't on a surface or liquid that can support it, the creature falls, taking damage as normal and landing prone. This is basically the telekinetic feat, but big, as it works on both friends and enemies. I really like this one. Currently your reach is 10 feet. Here's a picture. You can move anyone within the red square to anywhere within the pink square. That's a lot of squares. This is an awesome combination with spells. You can push enemies into things like Web or Sleet Storm. If you do use this on an enemy, make sure to move them up diagonally diagonally or just vertically so that they fall down afterwards and take some fall damage. There's a weird thing in this feature though. If you don't take damage from the fall, you still land prone. That might be an error though. Capstone, Demiurgic Colossus. That's actually a really cool name for a feature. When you rage, your reach now increases by 10 feet. Your size can now increase to huge, and you can now use your mighty impel to move creatures that are large or smaller. In addition, the extra damage dealt by your elemental cleaver feature increased to 2d6. Awesome! Basically, all our features become better. Now, the elephant in the room. Is this subclass overpowered? We need to do math. Hain from Forma Dread helped me do some math. Make sure to check him out. Also, Daniel helped me too. That's right, you're getting credit too, Daniel. You don't get enough credits. As a side tangent, let's talk about how your size influences the damage you do. If you use oversized weapons, they do more damage. I'll leave a link of a tabletop build article in the comments that explains all the details. I don't have a video about this yet, so I recommend you read this. A weapon appropriate for a large creature does twice the normal weapon damage, and for huge, it's 3 times. If you can't acquire such a weapon, you can wear your weapons on your back before you draw them. You then rage to get them that size. Hain has done some math on multiple martials in his Quantifying Martial DPR article, so I will be using some of that, specifically his math on a level 1 to 20 Zealot Barbarian, because it is also a Barbarian subclass. Let's start with his assumptions. AC starts at 13 and eventually goes up to 19. There are 8 encounters in total, with 1 short rest every 2 encounters, for a total of 3 short rests. 1 combat encounter will be assumed to last 4 rounds. We get 1 palm reaction attack per encounter. When we rage, we do so on the first round of combat. Reckless attack is active all the time. Celis Presence assumes you have 3 party members who do average damage equal to the Warlock baseline. Because he didn't include crits in Divine Fury, I will not include them on elemental damage from Elemental Cleaver. Also, I will not consider Mighty Impel, so damage is actually a bit higher during your rage. All builds will pick up Polar Master at level 1, Great Weapon Master at level 4, then Rush Strength ASIs with a break at level 12 to get Resilient Wisdom. Both builds use a glaive, but the Giant Barbarian uses a maul in the turn they rage for some extra damage. So here are the results. As you can see, the Giant Barbarian does a lot more damage than the Zealot Barbarian. Great. I like that. Barbarians should do a lot more damage, especially for how much damage they take in return by using Reckless Attack. You can see they do about 80 damage on average at level 20 compared to the 55 from the Zealot Barbarian. If your DM homebrews oversized weapons do not work, the damage is still good, and actually still beats Zealots, with 63 damage at level 20. I don't think this is overpowered, because if you look at Hain's article again, and I mean really look at Hain's article, it's really good. A Gloomstalker, Ranger, Battlemaster, Fighter beats this damage. And that is even without taking into account Conjure Animals. It does assume you get some mileage out of Pass Without Trace though. Same party as before. I love this subclass. I like what they did. This is a huge improvement. However, it sucks that you only get to use all your subclass stuff during Rage though. But that's a problem with the core class itself. I wish they would change that, but they probably won't. Which is another reason why this isn't overpowered. Look how many rages they have throughout their progression. These rages only last 1 minute. That's normally not enough to get you through a common dungeon crawl. Keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why I concluded Barbarian is the weakest class in the game. So I think it's perfectly reasonable to boost them. Absolutely. So I believe this is the step towards the right direction. I hope I earned your subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.